The video you're about to watch is unlike anything you've heard before. For weeks, fans all around the world have been asking the same questions. How is Shukai doing after that horrific plane crash? Did he survive by sheer luck, or was it a miracle? And most importantly, what does Shukai himself have to say about everything he's been through? Well, today you're about to hear his official statement, and trust me when I say this, it will leave you speechless. Not only does Shukai confirm that he's slowly getting better, but he also reveals his deep emotional gratitude to every single fan who has been supporting him since that terrifying night. So stick with me until the very end, because the way Shukai describes what happened and the way he pours out his heart is something you will not want to miss. Yes, you heard that right. Shukai has finally broken his silence. After surviving one of the most shocking celebrity plane crashes in recent memory, the actor, known for his charm, talent, and unforgettable performances, has delivered an official statement that has fans crying, cheering, and holding on to every word. The statement was released through his team, but fans were stunned to see that Shukai himself appeared in a short video clip, looking fragile yet determined, his voice carrying the weight of a man who had faced death and come back to tell the story. In his message, Shukai didn't just confirm he's alive, he painted a picture of resilience, survival, and love. He said, "To everyone who prayed for me, cried for me, and stayed up at night worried about me, I want you to know that I felt all of it. I felt your love carrying me through the darkest hours. I'm getting better every day, and it's because of you. I love you all." Those words alone sent shockwaves across social media. Fans from China, Korea, the US, Europe, and beyond flooded the internet with emotional reactions. Hashtags about Shukai's recovery and his heartfelt message trended worldwide within minutes. But what makes his statement truly unforgettable is the way he described the accident itself and the moments that followed. For the first time, we got a glimpse into the mind of Shukai during the crash, and it's nothing short of chilling. He spoke about the blinding flash, the deafening sound of metal tearing apart, and the heart-stopping moment when he thought everything was over. Yet somehow, even in those seconds of chaos, his thoughts went to his fans, his family, and the life he still wanted to live. And here's where it gets even more emotional. Shukai revealed that when he woke up in the hospital, the very first thing he saw wasn't a doctor or a nurse. It was the flood of fan letters and messages that had been delivered to his room. Imagine that, opening your eyes after surviving something so traumatic, and the first thing you see is love, pure love, written on thousands of pages from people all over the globe. Shukai admitted he broke down in tears right there, whispering to himself, "They didn't give up on me, so I can't give up on myself." The video statement wasn't long, but the energy behind it was powerful. He didn't just say thank you, he gave fans hope, courage, and the reassurance that he is fighting to recover fully. Shukai smiled at the end of his message, even though you could see he was still physically weak. That smile alone sent millions into tears. Fans couldn't believe that after everything, Shukai still had the strength to smile for them. Now let's talk about the scene when this statement was released. His team dimmed the lights in the background, letting the focus stay on Shukai's face. He wore a simple white shirt, no makeup, no dramatic styling, just Shukai as he is. Vulnerable, real, and speaking from the heart. That raw honesty is what made the statement so powerful. And here's the part that nobody expected. Right in the middle of his message, Shukai lifted his hand, wrapped in bandages, and formed a small heart gesture towards the camera. Fans screamed, cried, and replayed that moment over and over again. It wasn't just a gesture, it was proof that Shukai is still here, still himself, still thinking about the people who love him. Social media exploded with reactions. One fan tweeted, "I never believed in miracles until today. Seeing Shukai smile after everything. I'm shaking and crying at the same time." Another fan wrote, "Shukai, take your time. We'll wait for you no matter how long it takes. You're our hero." And then there's the scene that broke everyone's heart. Toward the end of his statement, Shukai said quietly, "When I was on that plane, I thought I wouldn't have the chance to say goodbye. Now that I'm here, I don't want to waste another moment not telling you, I love you all more than you'll ever know." That single line sent shivers through the entire fandom. It wasn't just a thank you, it was a love letter. A declaration. Shukai doesn't just see fans as supporters, he sees them as part of his survival, his strength, his reason to keep going. The impact of this message is already being called legendary. News outlets across Asia and beyond have picked up the story, reporting on how Shukai's recovery and statement are inspiring millions. Doctors even commented that his positive mindset and the overwhelming support from fans are playing a huge role in his healing process. But let's not forget, the crash itself was a nightmare, and the fact that Shukai is alive to give this statement is nothing short of miraculous. Survivors of similar accidents rarely come out with the same determination and grace. Shukai not only survived, but he came back stronger in spirit. That's why fans are calling him not just an actor but a true warrior. What makes this entire story even more powerful is the way Shukai continues to think about others before himself. In his statement, he didn't just talk about his pain, he thanked the rescue team, the doctors, and even the strangers who rushed to help at the crash site. He also expressed condolences for others affected by the accident, showing once again that his heart is as big as his talent. And here's something fans are holding on to, the promise Shukai made. He said, "I will return. I don't know when, but I will come back stronger, not just for me but for all of you. This is not the end of my story, it's only the beginning of a new chapter." That promise has already become a rallying cry for his fanbase. Across the globe, fan projects are being organized, charity events, banners, videos, and even candlelight vigils. Everywhere you look, people are coming together under one united message: we'll wait for Shukai. This isn't just a celebrity recovery story. This is about hope, love, and the unbreakable bond between a star and his fans. Shukai's official statement wasn't just words, it was a gift, a moment of connection, and a reminder that no matter how dark life gets, love and support can light the way. And as the video spreads, one thing is clear: Shukai has turned his tragedy into inspiration. Fans aren't just supporting him, they're learning from him. They're being reminded to cherish life, to hold on to hope, and to never give up no matter how hard things get. Shukai's journey from the wreckage of a plane crash to delivering a heartfelt message of love is already being called one of the most unforgettable moments in recent history. And the best part? This is only the beginning. When Shukai's official statement first dropped, the world seemed to stand still. For weeks, rumors, speculations, and even fake updates had flooded the internet. But now, for the first time, the truth came directly from the man himself. The weight of his words was undeniable, and the way he expressed himself turned what could have been a simple update into an unforgettable emotional moment. The scene itself was strikingly cinematic. Imagine this: Shukai sitting in a softly lit room, the light barely touching his face as though he was standing between shadow and dawn. His voice carried a quiet strength, fragile yet determined. And the moment he said, "I'm getting better every day and it's because of you," fans knew this was no ordinary statement. This was a man who had faced the abyss and found his way back, not just for himself but for everyone who believed in him. What makes his words so powerful is how real and raw they felt. Shukai didn't hide his vulnerability. He spoke about waking up in the hospital with a body that felt broken but a heart that suddenly felt stronger than ever. He admitted he cried when he first realized he had survived, not out of fear but out of gratitude. He said, "In that moment I realized life had given me another chance. And the first faces that came to my mind were yours, my fans." That line alone was enough to send chills across the fandom. Fans weren't just hearing from their idol, they were being included in his survival story. They weren't just bystanders to the accident, they were part of the reason he fought to live. And then came the moment that nearly broke the internet. Shukai, despite his visible injuries, raised his bandaged hand and slowly shaped it into a small heart for the camera. The gesture lasted only a few seconds, but those seconds became immortalized in screenshots, GIFs, and fan edits across every platform. To some, it was just a hand sign. But to fans, it was a symbol. A promise. Proof that their Shukai was still here, still smiling, still loving them back with every ounce of his being. The emotional response was overwhelming. Within minutes, hashtags like #ShukaiWillLoveYou, #StayStrongShukai, and #ShukaiComebackPromise were trending globally. Entire fanbases united in one voice, celebrating not just his survival, but his courage to speak up so soon. And let's be honest, how many stars could go through something so traumatic and still find the strength to deliver such a heartfelt, composed message? Very few. That's why Shukai's words carried such extraordinary weight. Another detail that fans couldn't stop talking about was Shukai's smile at the end of his message. It wasn't his usual dazzling, picture-perfect smile from the red carpets. This smile was small, fragile, almost trembling, but it was real. It was the kind of smile that comes from deep within, born out of pain but shining with hope. Fans described it as the bravest smile they've ever seen. Some even said it felt like he was trying to reassure them more than himself, a selfless act that proves how deeply he cares for his supporters. But let's not overlook the subtle things he said in between. Shukai mentioned the rescue teams, the doctors, and even the anonymous people who rushed to the crash site, calling them his guardian angels. He honored the memory of those who suffered losses that night, showing that even in his pain he was thinking of others. That humility struck a chord with millions. Fans were left saying, "This is why we love Shukai, not just for his acting but for the kind of human he is." And then came the line that echoed louder than anything else. Shukai said softly, "This is not the end of my story, it's only the beginning of a new chapter." Fans went wild. That wasn't just a statement, it was a vow. It meant Shukai wasn't just surviving, he was promising a comeback. And if there's one thing fans know about Shukai, it's that when he makes a promise, he keeps it. In the days that followed, fan communities across the globe organized tribute projects. Some lit candles in his honor, others created videos compiling his best moments with clips from his statement. In Seoul, fans even projected his image and message on a building, so that thousands could see and be reminded of the miracle that was his survival. This wave of love has now become unstoppable. Shukai's official statement wasn't just about recovery, it became a rallying cry for resilience, love, and unity. People who weren't even fans before are now touched by his story, calling him a symbol of hope. His words have traveled beyond his fandom and into the hearts of people everywhere. And here's what makes it even more fascinating. Shukai doesn't just see this as a personal journey. In his statement he said, "If my survival can inspire even one person to keep fighting in their darkest hour, then everything I went through was worth it." That line has already inspired thousands of posts from people sharing their own struggles, saying Shukai's story gave them strength. So let's step back for a moment and really take this in. A plane crash could have ended Shukai's story forever. Instead, it gave him the chance to deliver one of the most powerful, heartfelt messages any celebrity has ever shared. It wasn't polished PR. It wasn't scripted perfection. It was real. And that's why people can't stop talking about it. Now, I want to ask you, what did you feel when you heard Shukai's official statement? Did his words touch your heart the way they touched millions worldwide? Do you believe his comeback will be stronger than ever? And how do you imagine his return to the spotlight will look? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. I'll be reading them all because I know Shukai's story means so much to each of you. And before you go, don't forget, if you felt inspired by Shukai's courage and love, hit that like button right now. Share this video with your friends so they can feel the same hope, and subscribe to the channel for more powerful updates like this. Because this isn't just a celebrity update, this is history, this is resilience, and this is the unbreakable bond between Shukai and his fans.